Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, I think Trump overall has got the system scared. The Bilderberg group coming out, the Financial Times London saying defeat him because he does scare them. They don't know who he is, and they think he actually wants the power, and they've already got it. So I kind of say gamble. Why not just have some guy up there that we all know what he's doing instead of these shadowy groups behind the scenes? That's why. Here's the deal. I used to be against constitutional convention. They got senators on TV going, we're passing international martial law. And so at a certain point, I'm just like, you know, what does it even matter anymore? And I'm not ready to gamble on Trump. It's just that he's doing saying a lot of things that I agree with, but that remains to be seen. Yeah, I would love someone to print out that Financial Times article for me just to kind of read off some of the things. I mean, it was insane what he was calling for. But it was like a coded message to the elite. We need someone in there. Well, it said the super class, the super elite, these are quotes, need to stop Trump. He's riling up all of the people that we've been trying to suppress is what is the gist of the thing. Yeah, in fact, I meant to get that. Well, you guys try to pull that up and maybe put it, we don't want to put it over Trump, but we want to put it over Dano on Fox. I'm not being mean. Does this look like Dano? He said, it looks like Dano. Welcome, Dano. You know, we got you. I admit it, I robbed the bank. That's right. I'm McGarrett. Book him, Dano. So. You're gonna have to pull that. I need a side-by-side because I don't know who you're talking about. Well, so you're a little bit younger. But the point is that there it is. State leader surprises lawmakers or Senate leader with new ISIS war powers. One we want is Bilderberg elite say superclass must stop Donald Trump. Right. It's an Infowars.com article. Yeah. But again, we link over in it to the Financial Times of London. There it is. Right. In fact, let's scroll through it. Top Bilderberg, global elite must stop Donald Trump. See, we're hijacking the media. We're not hearing Dano ask the questions here of the Republican bobbleheads. Right. We're just talking about the debate, and we're going to show you what they said. Here we go. Counts among his close friends, many influential central bankers, and his editorial is called "The Economic Losers Are in Revolt Against the Elites." And he's basically talking about how the losers have rejected the elites that dominate the economic and cultural lives of their countries, and the potential consequences are frightening. And it already might be too late to stop the wave of populism that Trump has spearheaded. And it goes on to just say, we must stop this. He is calling on populism, which they've been doing everything to domesticate us with the nanny state to kill the people with the pitchforks going after Frankenstein's castle. Yeah. And so everything they've done since the 60s is to co-opt protests, control it, you know, do all. They took the left, put them in charge of the tyranny, so they go away. And so you hit the nail on the head. He is stoking fires of liberty, whether he's real or not. That's why they hate him. And let me tell you, that's why he must be real, or at least rogue, is because they don't like what he's doing, and it's coffin nails to them in a big, fat, gigantic, juicy way. I want to get Yakari's take on that. We're waiting for Trump to come up. We'll play a little bit of the Fox so-called debate, the sacrifice, crucify Trump event that he was smart enough to not be part of. But Darren McBreen, you're going to be giving us analysis throughout the night as well. What's your take on what Yakari, Leanne, and I just said?
Well, I think it's a very exciting broadcast today. I think we're witnessing history, Alex, because the conservative base, they're jumping ship right now, right? I mean, they're finally starting to wake up. They're jumping ship. They're abandoning Fox News. So I think that's the first time we've ever seen that. And
exactly. I'm going to interrupt the classic Alex Jones teleprompter free. You're absolutely right. They're jumping ship to Trump because they want off that neocon ship. Even if Trump has got holes in the bottom, they're going to jump in another ship. The point is they're off the plantation, they're off the reservation. Exactly. When I saw that CNBC debate, when they blew up at the reporters, told them they were scum, and they had their tail between their legs, that just showed what a hollow, rotten structure the mainstream media is. I'm sorry, McBreen. You guys are just so on target. Go ahead.
Well, and check this out. Even Rush Limbaugh, right? He just said today he is now putting Fox News in the same category as the establishment media. Wow. I mean, I couldn't believe that.
He talked about Hillary killing people and she may blow Bernie Sanders' head off yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, by the way, everyone, Darren McBreen, once again, from the Twitter booth here at the Infowars.com studios. Just want to let y'all know that if you want to participate tonight, be sure to go to @RealAlexJones and use the hashtag GOP debate. I will be monitoring Twitter. I'll be monitoring Facebook for the next couple of hours. And I'm going to keep a close eye on the Donald Trump event as well as it unfolds. You know, he's going to have this live event at the exact same time. So he's pretty much hijacking the networks because only one news network is covering the Fox News debate tonight, and that's Fox. Where's everybody else going to be? All the other networks are going to be watching the Trump event. So he's hijacked the networks, and he's also the talk of the town on social media and on the internet.
And Trump is so smart, he had his communications director call Richard Reeves this morning in Iowa and say, come on in here and do your feed too. And it's not just us, it's hundreds of other alternative media. I mean, you know, that's the opposite of the arrogance. I mean, I tell you, I mean, it's strange, because I already know we have the giant audience. We don't need mainstream media. We make fun of them. Trump is smart enough to get they're already dead. I mean, they're John Kasich. They're shoveling, feeding us right now. I mean, is there no end to this garbage?
I mean, like we've been talking about for the past couple of debates, like when Rand Paul broke off, he did his own thing. I am happy to see the candidates, regardless how I feel about their positions, breaking off and doing their own thing and saying that we don't need your mainstream media narrative to get our messages out. We can do our Facebook missions. We can rent a ballroom and have our own event. And I think that's great.
This is like, what a time to be alive. You know, did you ever, I know that you always say this, so you truly believed in your lifetime you would see the fall of the establishment. But we are witnessing it right now. I mean, it is happening. And it is due to the internet. This is why they want to control it. This is why they want to shut it down. They don't want those alternative voices out there that are stealing the narrative and throwing it in their face, doing the live news and analysis.
Well, look at you. You're smarter and better looking than Megyn Kelly. I'm not just saying that. You're like 10 times better looking than her and 5 times smarter. I'm not lying. I mean, look at Jakari. Smarter, quicker, better looking than these. Look at this idiot Kasich up here. Make Jakari governor.
Jakari Jackson for president.
I know. I mean, I'm serious. I mean,
I would vote. You got my vote.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I'm telling you, they're done. They could only rule in a rigged game, and Trump's just the sign that they're screwed. And again, we're over here with the Trump feed right now. As soon as that comes up, and we have C-SPAN backup.
And let's not forget, we've also got David Knight and Joe Biggs, don't we? I know we saw them earlier.
And that's, and you know what's great about that? We got David and them out covering the Oregon standoff, you know, out there. I mean, we're a real news organization that actually wears our bias of telling the truth on our sleeve. Let's play just a little bit of Ben Carson from Fox. We're going to analyze maybe a minute or two of that. Then we're going to go to David Knight for a quick comment. And then as soon as Trump comes out, because let's face it, we're not watching all you know, this is the true kids table at Fox News. And they wanted, and then they have the babies table below that. They wanted Trump to come bring his huge audience, a populace there, to try to kill him in front of everybody politically. And Trump's just run over here to blow him out of the water. But let's hear some of what Ben Carson's saying.
We need people who think out of the box and can solve problems.
Oh, Donald Trump, Infowars?
Resources around them, very smart people, to focus on the problem and solve the problem.
No, special interests are in there robbing everything because they're already in control, Ben.
That's why we have this abnormal situation.
And they don't want us to have wealth because then we get too uppity. Let me explain how this works.
We need different solutions to solve the problems and to save our nation.
The Trump event is starting.
And I got to say, I'm sad that they kind of did their witch hunt with Ben Carson right away and dropped his numbers down, because he also is not an established...
No, he's definitely a dark horse as well, definitely a rogue. That's why they're killing him politically. All right, let's cut off the Hillary Clinton financed network that supports Hillary Clinton for right now. Donald Trump's coming out. We're going to David Knight later. Let's go to Donald Trump right now. Here is the feed. Donald Trump on stage.
Circumstances, and we just take it. We have to stick up for ourselves as people, and we have to stick up for our country when we're being mistreated. Remember that.
And you know, let's put Fox on the other feed. We'll just show a wide shot of both these, but they're audio off.
Further and say that Fox has been extremely nice, and the last number of hours, actually. And they've wanted me there, and they said, how about now? They called a few minutes ago. How about now? Can you come over? I said, hasn't it already started? And we actually thought what we'd do is we'd let them start, and, you know, we wanted to be about 15 minutes into that hour, so that by now they're all...
Got me on, right?
All the cameras, like the Academy Awards. This is like the Academy Awards.
Got me turned up, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Pretty good. I know this is Mystery Science.
We're actually
Political
Science Theater
3K.
3K?
3K.
Teleprompter free. It's Political Science Theater 3K.
That's
Yes.
really in honor of our vets, but they have been. They've been very nice, and they wanted me to go.
Guys, pump the audio in, but let's do wide shot with us in here with
They
it.
did apologize, and they could not have been. But once this started, it's for our vets. There was nothing I could do. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
he
know
couldn't have
what? I
backed
don't
out
know.
now.
It's
Like,
for the vets.
It's 3 miles away. Is he gonna? I mean, is he gonna drive a car over there mid debate? That would be sensational.
I just love seeing those arrogant bastards.
Over $5 million in
Their
one
heads
day.
to the ground.
Over $5
Yeah, $5 million for the veterans. Because the VA won't take care of them.
So
Right.
that's not
That
so
is
bad.
true.
That is very.
Fox News is taking tens of millions
You
from
know,
those Wounded Warrior ads. They
My
make them
whole
pay for
theme
those
is
ads.
make
Really?
America
Yeah,
great
just like the Super
again.
Bowl has to pay,
What we're
you know,
going
for the
to do.
pro-military stuff.
And we wouldn't have
That's all
even
paid
been
for.
here
Oh, wow.
if it weren't for our vets. And our vets
And he
are
did
being
say,
mistreated.
if you give that
Illegal
money that you're going to
immigrants
make
are
to the
treated
veterans,
I'll come.
I'll come. And they wouldn't do it.
No, they lied. Remember when he was first on my show? They said he wanted the money.
Right.
The news was like, Trump wants the money.
So
Right.
once this ball started rolling, we couldn't stop it. And you see the house is packed. And literally, this took place less than 24 hours. We had less than 24 hours.
This is
to
just
do
a
it.
little bit of the daring
Listen, I'm
of
not gonna do
Americana.
the debate
Like
out of
George
respect
Washington
for
taking on the
myself.
British.
I won't
Just a
do it
little bit of daring.
because
A little bit of not groveling to the mainstream. The mainstream is like baby diapers that are used. It's worthless. It's not valuable.
Totally honest.
Megyn Kelly is a used
And
baby
I
diaper.
have to say,
She wears one on her head.
We set up a
Just
site,
having some fun, folks. Sorry. I like Megyn Kelly.
Donald Trump for vets.
Even though she looks like a tranny.
For vets.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm out of control.
They've raised almost $500,000 just.
I don't agree with that.
She's too skinny. She's not like Marilyn Monroe.
And
She's
we
not
have some
feminine like
incredible,
certain women out there.
incredible people.
Can't help
I do
it. That's
wanna
just-
say, I do
I
want
know.
to call out some of the folks.
I don't think.
She looks like a man.
And then we're going to have somebody come up to speak who's an
Here's
incredible.
what-
Well, tell us how you really feel, Alex.
Much more importantly, it's the subject.
Well, I'm not into women that look like, you know, look, I'm not against gay people,
Going through.
but they run the fashion industry on record, and they like people who look like men, and those supermodels are too skinny.
Well, now, there are some pretty skinny supermodels.
Can we play some Sir Mix-a-Lot? All right? Hey, I pull up quick and retrieve it.
I think we'll get a. I think we'll get.
Red beans and rice didn't miss her.
I think we'll get a strike on YouTube if we play Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it'd probably be more entertaining than the Fox debate.
I agree.
I'm confident of
agree.
that.
I'm a little bad at night. I apologize.
Donald Trump, another great builder in New York, now a politician.
I openly
Can't
support
stand
Trump now.
this.
I
A
would.
politician. I don't want to be called a
Horribly
politician. All talk, no action. I refuse to be called a politician. Donald Trump gave $1 million, okay?
Yay! Just get into the hysteria. All right, give
The
yourself over.
Fisher family.
I'm observing it. I'm trying to see, you know, what it is about it.
I'm joking. There's Darth Sidious.
So he's kind of reading off the
great
donations.
fan
So
and
we
friend of our
check
family,
back into with the JV debate, or
Unlimited power!
A very, very rich man in New York, a very good friend of mine, a very
They're
good person,
claiming
and he wants to be
that
anonymous.
he just wants
The first
unlimited
time in his
power.
life.
Do you think that's
All
really
his
what this is
life
all
he was
about?
out
The
there.
globalists already have unlimited power.
no, Bloomberg trying to throw his hat in the race
Oh, yeah.
wants unlimited power.
Yeah, okay, well, that's a question, Jakari. Over Bloomberg, would you vote for Trump over Bloomberg?
If I had to choose one or the other, I would pick Donald Trump because I have as many issues I have with Donald Trump. I have many more with Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who wants to ban people's sodas and salt. And he runs around with armed bodyguards, and somebody asks him, "Hey, Mr. Bloomberg, in the spirit of gun control, will you disarm your bodyguards?" He said, "Hell no, I'm not going to." Well, he didn't
do we
say
got
that,
some
but that was his
hecklers?
mentality.
I want to know why Fox News isn't more proud of the fact that they have a transsexual as their main host, Megyn Kelly.
What in the world? I guess there was a heckler or something going on. I didn't know.
Right? You know, I tell the story.
But they
I
got
love
trumpeted.
protests.
I think that's
I love protests. Let's hear this.
Because, you know, here, this is a beautiful place, but we have thousands of people outside that weren't as good as real estate as you folks, I will tell you. But we have thousands of people outside trying to get in. We set up cameras, we set up screens, we have everything. But I will tell you.
I tell you, watching Fox the last few days, going, he's destroyed, it's over. They're all freaked out looking. Because they're narcissists that need the populism. So let's go, a quick comment from David Knight and, of course, Joe Biggs.
So we have a rich man.
Hey, Alex, David Knight here in Oregon with Joe Biggs. Am I the first one to use the term Reagan tonight? Because, you know, the last person who skipped a debate just before the Iowa caucus was Ronald Reagan. He went on to win it by a landslide, as many people pointed out.
Absolutely. And just stay live on the feed with us, guys. Comment anytime you want. Jump in. Joe Biggs.
Well, quite frankly, I think that Trump's little escapade is not good. I think he's exploiting veterans. I quite frankly don't like what he's doing. I personally think Rand Paul is about the only choice out there for a true, honest person who knows what the hell's going on. He has a lot of neat things to say, Donald Trump. But, I mean, saying, hey, veterans need help, or, hey, we've got a problem with veterans, doesn't quite make me feel at ease as a veteran to think that you can take over the country and fix the problems that the other guys have already screwed up thus far.
Well, Joe, I agree with you probably on 90% of stuff, but on this, I don't really disagree. But he's actually giving money that people are raising, and he's giving money to the...
No. Well, there's a lot of people out there that need help, veterans. Why don't he just give money to that? I mean, there's a lot of veteran programs out there that have been known to skim money and do a lot of fraudulent stuff. That's why I personally am very careful about who I do give money to. If I do want to help veterans out, I'm going to personally give to a group of veterans, not to a front who says they're doing it, because 9 times out of 10, that money's not going to make it to those guys.
Yeah, well, here's what I'm saying about the situation. They're persecuting at the VA under Obama and the globalists, the veterans, who Obama declared the #1 enemy. So all I'm saying is Obama says the #1 enemy is returning veterans, is trying to take their guns, and then Trump is at least saying put attention on it. I don't think he deserves to, basically say he's exploiting veterans.
Well, also, too,
that's personally, I think...
heavily scrutinized. If he does...
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead and make your point. Go ahead and make your point.
I said I personally think he is, but also as well, though, too, he doesn't want states to have to own the land. He wants that to be federally done. So this guy kind of goes against a lot of the things that a lot of us believe in.
Sure. He's inviting some people out. I want to see who these people are real quick. We're going to come right back to you. It's fair points to make.
Never had anything. It's like everything he touches turns to gold. Whatever deal he goes into, he bought a piece of land in Las Vegas, spent $110 million. He sold it a few years later and made plenty of money in between for $1.3 billion, right? Just about 1.3. I think he says more.
Who is this guy?
Every single. So when he gives $1 million, it's like, you know what? That says 10 cents. But for him, very important. Phil Ruffin, just say a couple of words.
Yeah.
He's going to be on.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce my wife, Alexandra.
I'm sure this guy's nice, but he looks like a James Bond.
Wow, he's doing all right. That's
Donald and I have been friends for some 18 years and business partners. And about 2 years ago...
All right, we're going to go back to our guys and back to the Fox thing for a minute. But people are going to love this just because it's real compared to other stuff. But Biggs, seriously, I'm not trying to get in an argument, a fight with you. Oh, compared to Obama and the neocons trying to start all these wars, Trump doesn't want us in Syria. I mean, just compared to them, I think Rand Paul's better on foreign policy than Trump. But I mean, I agree with you there. But I mean, just hearing like Trump and this whole thing, veterans, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he already told Fox and CNN, yeah, I'll come to your debates if you give money to the veterans. So I really think what he's doing is legitimate overall.
I mean, I think he's got money that he can actually do something, go out and actually give veterans things, go to a VA, go to a hospital where there's people out there in wheelchairs who aren't being seen.
He should do that. He should actually. That's a great idea for Trump. I'm going to tell his campaign people he should go.
How about this, though? I mean, in comparison to Rand Paul and Trump, Rand Paul, I think, wins all around. I mean, obviously, Donald Trump's going to win the popularity vote because he's a, reality TV show guy. He's got some hotels, and that's an appealing thing because he goes against the grain. And I like the fact that he says stuff that pisses people off every day. I love that about him. But there's still some issues there with him that quite make me. I'm not convinced.
I'm going to ask you this: is he better than Hillary or Jeb Bush?
Oh, of course. I mean, so is Dan Bilzerian and like some homeless guy that I just saw on the sidewalk.
Let's go back to what Trump's talking about.
I don't feel good about turning down money because my whole life I've been greedy. I've grabbed all the money I could get. I'm so greedy.
Greedy.
For the United States.
That's going to be a meme.
We got to have a president that's greedy.
I do respect the man's honesty. If I don't agree with everything he says, I expect he just...
Can someone please turn that into a GIF right now?
Greedy.
The most incredible people in this country, in Iowa, but in this country, it's like a movement going on. The cover of Time magazine this week is a whole thing. It's a cover story. In fact, they have, there it is, hold that up. They have the back of my head They have the back of my head with a massive crowd in front of me, and they're covering the story. And I said, I didn't even know they were doing a story, and it's the cover of Time. They're talking about the movement. It is actually a movement. But what's happening
now, that's actually what Bilderberg's upset about, is that he's creating a populist movement.
And I promise
and I want to go back to David Knight to get his take on this. Regardless, he's firing up populism 10 times Ross Perot. That's frightening Bilderberg. The big money Democrat and Republican is going out against him. That's why I, months ago, had to say, I've got to start at least supporting Trump, because he's a figurehead of the populist movement. If he betrays us, it'll be over the top. But at the same time, the liberty movement needs to get in on this, because, you know, we know the Republican establishment's bad. Look, I'm a smart political analyst. The Bundys didn't listen to me. Look where they are now. And so I'm not trying to sell my own crew completely on this, because I wasn't completely sold. It's just, I mean, look, I was invited to meet Bush. I didn't go sell out to him. I was invited to meet Clinton when I was on 2 radio stations. I've never really said all this before, but I'm saying it now. I mean, I've already been invited by the big guys. I didn't go meet with them. I've done this with Trump because my gut tells me that there's a chance that we can make him ours, and I don't think he's evil. I think he's a big, powerful guy that wants to be George Washington 2.0. I don't think he knows exactly who George Washington is. I said, you know, isn't George Washington the greatest person ever? And he goes, well, that's what they say. Let's move on. You know, because, you know, whatever. The point is that that's my view. So he's the best shot we've got. I like Rand Paul too, but I can't be the purist up here. You're like, oh, Rand Paul, ooh, you know, because he doesn't have a chance in hell. He's too busy talking crap about Trump, which he ought to know is a populist movement, and he's like tying bowling balls to his political legs and jumping in a 100-foot swimming pool.
But so is the enemy of our enemy really our friend when we look at Donald Trump? Because I do agree with you, the power elite hate the guy, and I definitely recognize that. I don't think he's a puppet by any means, but once he gets in office, is he really going to fight for the right?
If he screws us over once he's in office, I'll go after him. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think if they blow his plane up or something, everybody's going to be eating crow here. Yeah. Let me tell you, he's probably, I think he's for real. In fact, I'm pretty sure he may be for real trying to take over from the New World Order for himself. All I know is he's got them crapping their pants, Shikari. Let's go to David Knight. I'm betting on Trump, folks. All right? Ace of spades is the Trump, royal flush right there. Pun intended. Let's go ahead and go and see what David Knight has to say.
Well, you know, Alex, in terms of what you're talking about, I got to say, you know, I look at different aspects of my personality. The anarchist in me likes Trump, because I just want to say, let's just burn this thing down and give the system the finger, right? And there certainly is an aspect of that. There's also the nationalism, the populism. Remember Ross Perot when he was running, and he was running against NAFTA, and he was talking about that. Now we have a situation where you've got another outsider who is on the scene at the time that they're trying to do the next level of economic consolidation, which will eventually become a sovereignty grabbing consolidation, as we've seen with the European Union. So that is something that I think really concerns the elites at Davos. They're talking about how the specter of Donald Trump was haunting them there. So, yeah, I don't think that he's on board with them. He may share some common goals with them. They may think that they might be able to get him to do what they want if they can make a deal with him. I mean, certainly he's up for deals.
Oh, look, he just brought up Huckabee. The word is Huckabee may endorse him very soon. Going to be part of this event tonight. I hear you. We just know Hillary's bad. We know the others are bad. I'm not even saying fix everything at the federal level.
Well, I think Huckabee and Santorum are both at that event right now off stage.
Yeah, they both just stood up there.
Yeah, they're there, and that's.
Oh no, we had Stone on at 2 o'clock.
Well, that's important.
And he just talked to Trump and said they're going to be there. Yeah.
Well, that's important because a lot of the evangelicals were going for Huckabee.
They're bringing Huckabee up. Let's put him on. Let's put Huckabee on. We'll come right back to you.
And Mrs. Huckabee and Rick's daughter.
I don't like Santorum. Huckabee's up.
But Iowa does. Both of these guys won in Iowa before.
No, you're absolutely right. And I like, yeah, they both won in Iowa.
And the evangelicals like Huckabee, which they're also kind of swinging for Cruz as well.
People do not that they would never, ever have done a thing like that. But when you see deals that are so bad, believe me, they're not bad for the politician. They're bad for the country, and that's why I don't take anything. I don't take anything.
That's where Trump's going the right way now.
For the country.
He's saying this. Now, they're not dumb. They're robbing you. Whoa. That was new. And I actually sent the message to Trump, stop saying they were dumb.
They did really well, these two. And who the hell knows? I think
that they're making bad deals because they're dumb. No, they're screwing us.
How did they do?
Whoa.
I think if you did poorly, you probably wouldn't be here right now. You'd go back, you'd be depressed, right?
You guys know Trump listens to the show. That's
so
not
Rick,
bull.
say a few words. Mike,
I'm
say
gonna
a
leave
few
that
words.
alone.
Would love it. Come on. Thank you so much.
It's kind of hard to listen to the show and not start waking up. Look at this. Look at this spectacle. They've taken over the media. They've taken over the media. We have our own feed there as well. We're carrying C-SPAN.
Look at this spectacle. We're taking over the media.
Another candidate for president.
Well, yeah, we're leading that, but more folks are going to get involved.
That doesn't mean
I
we
want
can't
folks
work
to get so
together when it
successful
comes
at
to
this
helping
that
our
we become
veterans, and that's
obsolete.
what Mike and I are
That I'm a
gonna do
pundit,
tonight.
you're a pundit, we have an operation, but it's not like up to us to do everything. We work 8 hours and go home. We don't work 14 hours.
You know,
I want to win, folks. I want to take my kids fishing. Yeah. Yeah, win.
I got a point I want to make, Alex.
Yes, is this Kit Daniels?
Yes, it is. That political article they just flashed on screens claiming that Trump has a 19th century interventionist policy or whatever it was. Let's not forget that the global elite, their foreign policy is dated back from the medieval times. I mean, I was reading yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're the Renaissance. George Washington is the Renaissance. End slavery, end empires, personal liberty. Didn't mean they'd done it then.
Yeah.
They were saying we won't try.
Right,
And you know what? America did do a lot of that. And now we've become what was 5,000 years old. So damn smart. I love my reporters.
Yeah, I mean, well, appreciate the compliment. But yeah, it's like Agenda 21. All it is neo-feudalism. And then I was reading yesterday on a battle that happened in Greece in like 1259. They were using deception, false flag attacks, and whatnot. Same thing that's happening right now.
Playbook.
We don't want to be based on conquest. We want to be based on innovation. Jakari, I see you're chomping at the bit there.
Oh, no, I was enjoying the analysis there by Kit. Yeah, I agree with what Kit said there, you know, and it's really good that we do have researchers like Kit and, you know, the rest of the crew, all the guys who have contributed here tonight, the guys behind the scenes that really do care about these issues. We don't always agree on everything, but at the end of the day, I think everybody has the best of intentions.
And we're working to bring you real information, teleprompter free. So it is grassroots and populist, but look at that shot of Jakari right there. I mean, it looks like better than like HBO. So and now, ladies and gentlemen, a Rolex commercial. But I mean, seriously.
Well, I think what Kit Daniels, the point he makes is great because that's exactly the gist of that article that was written by the Financial Times guy. He's like, the serfs are revolting. Oh, this is terrible. We must stop this.
Yeah, another thing I want to point out is that what Alex said earlier, I agree with a lot, is that Trump is drawing in a lot of people that are already tired of politics, haven't been paying attention for years. Because me, myself, I'm like a political atheist in a way. I don't really care that much about the presidential
campaign. They want to turn us off. That's what they say in the article. Yeah. He's turning us on. Whether he's good or not, baby, he's rising the dead.
Yeah, I've got a huge
Lord, hallelujah! Wake up, everybody! Yeah! Richard Reeves, Infowars.com reporter in Iowa. There joining us via video Skype for all the viewers and radio listeners out there. Richard Reeves, thank you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Alex. It's Richard Reeves with Infowars.com. And unfortunately, I didn't get to ask Donald Trump any questions, but we have Chris Cook here, one of the attendees of the Veterans Trump event.
Well, God bless him. Let's talk to him.
Okay.
Hello, Alex. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, brother. Go ahead. Tell us why you're there tonight.
Had a really good time here today. We got to put politics aside and got to help some veterans that really need the help because the system as it sits now is not helping. We're pumping these kids full of drugs and in denying them care that they need and people dying on lists and you know, it's folks like you that are getting the word out that the average Joe Six-Pack veteran, we really appreciate that.
Well, now, you know, you make me feel guilty because I'm brother, I don't know if he can hear me, but...
No, he can't hear you, Alex, but I'll repeat your question.
Well, he humbles me because we're kind of having fun here tonight, excited about Trump, but I like what Trump said, and I watched most of it, but I missed it. I tell him I love what Trump did. I like to focus on veterans, but thank God he brought up the denial of care. Does he hope Trump gets really aggressive with the denial of care issue and the computers that decide to put him on death list?
Okay. Well, Chris, Alex hopes that Trump really gets aggressive with the denial of care and getting veterans the treatment they need. And so Alex really wants that to happen. And do we think Mr. Trump wants that as well?
Honestly, I don't know, but we can't keep on going to the usual suspects. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Damn right.
And you know what? Donald Trump is saying the things that most of us have been screaming at the TV for the past 8, 16, 20 years. And there's nothing better. And I do have a feeling that deep down inside, because this man's taking a pay cut for this job.
I agree. I have a feeling he's good.
That's always the big joke when people ask a businessman, are you going to run for president? And they always joke and say, I can't afford the pay cut.
I'm going with my gut.
So
I'm telling you,
I don't think he'd be
here.
here.
Gut.
Alex says he's going with his gut. What is your gut telling you, Chris?
I've seen him talk twice now, and my gut it feels very good about him. And
yeah, that's it. I didn't want to feel good about him.
Oh
yeah, that's it.
Good men like Alex.
Yeah, but tell him that tell him I didn't want to intellectually go with him because he's this brash guy and this caricature. But my gut the whole time has been, this is big, it's happening, and my gut is more sure than ever. And my gut's never been wrong. I'm going with my gut. I'm backing Donald Trump.
Chris, Alex said at first that Donald Trump's brashness kind of rubbed him the wrong way, but as more time went by, his gut initially even told him that Trump is the man, and just as these few months have gone by, these last 8 or 9 months have gone by, Alex's gut has gotten even stronger about Trump.
You know what? I have to agree with you on that. Being brash is something that us veterans understand. I think that's a very important part of why our military is so good, is because, our young men and women out there are brash. They have an incredible set of huevos, even if they don't come with them originally. And but we always got to remember that we got to hold their feet to the fire. I voted for a certain senator here in Iowa that said she was for the veterans, and when I went to her for help with the VA, I got bupkis. So
that's right. Well, we need to get the veterans
hold their feet to the fire.
We need to get the veterans are the ones that need national health care. Be able to see any doctor they damn well please.
Right, exactly.
And they use the VA to prey on our veterans. And to be clear, when I said brash, that's not the right word. Just his whole history, things he'd done, kind of liberal, whatever. But now it's clear. The Bilderberg group's against him. I'm for him.
Yep. And Alex, earlier I actually did record Chris Cook here, and I have some more footage to upload later. But one of the things he told me, and I want him to tell me again right now, is about how that there's literally billions of dollars being spent to build military hospitals, medical facilities, etc., but it just doesn't get to the veterans down at the ones that need them.
Oh, that's
right. Tell us more about that, Chris.
It's like 1% of the funding goes to the infantry.
I've been all over the place, and I've seen a few veterans hospitals, but I have never seen a veterans hospital where there's not a major construction project going on. At Long Beach Hospital, they tore down a perfectly good building and built another one in its place,
doing
the same goddamn thing. And, I'd challenge your audience.
That's it. The money goes to the buildings.
Go and try and find us a picture of a VA hospispital where there isn't major construction. I'll bet you we can't find one. All this money that goes into the VA, all it's going to is going to the construction companies owned by people who paid money into the right campaigns.
That's it.
Wow.
And that's what Trump says he'll stop.
It's not getting down to these young kids that we're sending over to get killed and maimed. And
right.
I'm 50 years old. If I die tomorrow, I've had a great life. But I see these kids just starting out and dealing with medical problems that I've got. And
well, let's go back.
It just brings me to tears.
Ask him for his personal message to Trump. I got a feeling Trump will see this. Ask him to give his personal message to Trump. And then I want Jakari and Leanne to ask a question.
Okay, Chris, Alex thinks that your personal message to Trump would be seen by Trump. So what would you like to tell Mr. Trump right now?
As bad as the VA hospital system is, you need to look into the VA pension system. There are injured veterans like my wife. Her lower back was destroyed while she was on active duty. She went through all the proper steps. She got all the paperwork she was supposed to get so she could get boarded out by she was in the Army Reserve. She was on orders at the time. She blew her back out. She was working for Uncle Sam, and they ended up sliding her out the back door while she was waiting for her medical board. She called up to ask what was going on, and they said, "Oh, you were discharged last month." And the VA won't touch her because she's never had a medical board. And the Army won't give her a medical board now because she's been discharged. The woman wakes up in the morning in in agony with her back. She can't do the jobs that she was trained to do. She's an incredibly talented woman.
It's all robots.
And
they want to kill all these
the strongest woman I've ever known. She's carried me through losing my leg and has taken care of me since 2003. And any of you that know amputees, that doesn't happen. 99.9% amputees lose their better halves.
Wow. All right.
And she, even more than me, deserves it. She was broken on active duty, but they won't touch her because she's a reservist.
All right, well, tell him God bless you, and ask him if he's got any contact info for viewers or folks out there. Because I'm past the government helping folks. We can see if folks want to get in contact with him.
Right, like Big said, help them directly if we want to donate.
Chris, Alex says God bless you, and that if you've got a website or a blog or contact information you'd like to put out there, that hopefully folks could help you personally.
I guess you could see my Twitter feed. It's at Grumpy Ol Jarhead. OL and Jarhead.
Grumpy Ol
Jarhead on Twitter. All right. So, and God bless you, Alex.
Well, God bless you, brother.
Keep their feet to the fire.
We're trying.
We even got to keep the good ones honest.
Right.
And that's what your job is.
Right.
And God bless you again.
Thank you. That's true. We got to drive the good guys to take action. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's why I do around here. You do me too. We don't need to really do more, you know, because it's real. Yeah. Good job, Richard. I want to come back to you. You can go scoon around, get a new position, find some folks you want to talk to. Tell folks line up if they want to be on international media. We're going to come back to you in about 10 minutes. I'm going to talk to Sha'Carri, Leanne, and more with Kit Daniels, more with McBreen. And then we're not covering Chris Christie, and we've already seen 8 of these debates. Right. Trump did something different. We're going to go back to Joe Biggs here briefly via phone. Yeah. There you go, Joe. Joe, you look very upset during the coverage earlier. And so tell us what's going on. And then overall, getting to see the aftermath of the debate, where Joe Biggs is right now.
I'm not upset at all. Joe Biggs is completely and totally always stoked.
Who is that guy? Who is that guy on TV? He doesn't look like Taliban.
That's Baby Biggs.
That's Baby Biggs without the damn beard?
That's little Baby Biggs.
That's pre-Infowars Biggs.
That's pre-Infowars Biggs. Biggs, separately with all the viewers out there, let's not talk about the debate and stuff. What do you think of Infowars? Because, you know, I never tell people I'm going to do this, but I want to know your real view of Infowars. You got a boss that calls you a grumpy cat on TV.
He's going to give you some friskies.
Why am I a grumpy cat? I was in a hot room. That's my body's natural reaction to being in 100-degree weather inside of a hotel room.
I agree with that. Do I keep this place cold?
It's ice cold.
Freezing cold.
Biggs is a good American. He's the only one not complaining about it.
That is my least favorite thing about working at Infowars. The 57 degrees.
That's the top. That's one of the top 5 favorite things. It's like an iceberg in there. I love it.
It's Texas.
It's all dark. There's weapons everywhere. If people actually saw what was going on here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look, there he is.
I've got like a Mossberg shotgun. I've got an assault rifle. I got a fire-breathing shotgun rounds and tasers.
No, everybody's got heaters at their desk, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I get hot.
You're like, oh, everyone's lizards around here.
Yeah.
I've got a fan on high.
Biggs, why do you think they love living in heat? What's wrong with them?
I don't know. I don't get it. I understand women why they do.
Joe Biggs, you look good on screen.
I expect it.
All right, let's get serious.
On the phone, Joe Biggs.
You're out.
Joe Grumpy Cat Biggs.
Hey, look, whatever you think of Trump, and I get your issues with it, but maybe you're right.
Well, hold on. I heard you say trannies earlier. Were you talking about Megyn Kelly?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you know her. You've been on her show. Go ahead.
You were going to tell us about that, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that's what you guys were referring to because, yeah, she's definitely an evil human being at times. I mean, the fact that she would go in and make fun of the fact that Michael Hastings had just died and anybody who questioned it.
Fill folks in on Michael Hastings. We got like millions of people listening, tens of thousands watching. It's funny, we're like video, but we're mainly audio. Explain about what happened a few years ago to Michael Hastings when his car went and turned into a Roman candle in L.A.
All right, so Michael Hastings is a big-time war correspondent. He embedded with military units in Iraq, Afghanistan. He lost his wife in Iraq to a IED. Years down the road, he remarried to a lady who was worked for George Bush.
Headed up the National Security Council.
Yeah. His career was picking up. He got sent to Afghanistan and got sent to a ragtag unit with me in charge as one of the NCOs. And him and I became really good friends over there, and I had respect for him because most journalists run and whimper away and cower whenever, stuff hit the fan and we were getting attacked. Michael Hastings, on the other hand, was a brave, unique soul. The guy loved what he did. He loved being a journalist. He loved exposing.
And you openly said you thought he might be CIA or something because you were in, like, insane battles where even troops were freaking out. You said he was hardcore, right?
Oh, that guy was extremely hardcore. I mean, he was badass. He was awesome. I mean, the fact that he could keep composure and sit there and work through that and not flip out was just amazing. And that's one of the things I loved about him.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.